Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of import done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetutor.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below. Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? Do you desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Pivot to Go Global, a scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To pre-order a 33% discount, call 080-912-44449. Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you at the verge of losing your job for non-performance? You desire a change for the better in your career? Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professionals from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today. Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? Do you desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Pivot to Go Global, a scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To order, call 080-912-44449.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro-processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. 3T Impex Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you from export novice to export legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of import done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetutor.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. Today, we are moving on to another North Central state, Nasarawa State. Nasarawa State. Remember, this program is being done to ask critical questions that will help every one of us to be able to see how we can suggest to our government, particularly the state government, to be able to generate income from exporting product and commodity in their state. The state we are looking at today is one of the well-placed states in Nigeria. The state even prides itself as the home of solid minerals with numerous solid minerals. But the state depends a lot on the federal government to be able to generate its revenue. If you are just joining us and you've not picked a copy of this book, Build to Go Global, the book basically shows why export business fail and what you can do to ensure that is not your own story. It can be delivered to you anywhere in Nigeria. If you also join us for the first time and you want to have access to the other edition we have done from Abia, today we are in N, and that is Nasarawa. Before we go to other state, Niger, then Ogun State and the like, and the old state, Ondo, Ogun, Oyo, Osun, all the 4 old states in Southwest. We'll be doing that soon. If you want to get the previous edition, just go to our YouTube channel, Voice of African Trade, Voice of African Trade. If you also want to get the link to this program every week, you can visit our YouTube, you can join our Telegram channel, African Export Business Platform. If you join that Telegram channel, you'll be able to get the link to this program every week. And the implication of that is you'll be able to join us whenever the program is live. You'll be able to join us whenever the program is live. So we've been to Abia, we've been to Adamawa, we've been to Akwa Ibom, we've been to Anambra, we've been to Bauchi, we've been to Bayelsa. We've also been to Bayelsa, we've been to Benue, we've been to Borno, we've been to Cross River Delta, Ebonyi, Edo, Ekiti, Enugu, Gombe, Imo, Jigawa, and Kaduna states. We've been to Kano and Katsina, been to Kebbi, been to Kogi, Kwara, and last week we're in Lagos. This week, we're in Nasarawa State. By next week, we'll move on to Niger State, and the old states will take us into December. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll start discussing Nasarawa State.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro-processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. 3T Impex Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you from export novice to export legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
All right. As usual, every week we have 7 sections in this program. We have the preamble, the peculiarity of Nasarawa State, the income debt profile of Nasarawa State, the potential opportunity for export in the state, the purchasers of the product produced in the state the proposal to the state government, to the government of the state on how the state can generate income from export, how, and then the profit the state can derive directly by exporting itself. All these we're going to be discussing within the next 15 minutes. Nasarawa State. Why must this state export or support exporters within its boundaries or within the borders of the state? Why must a state like Nasarawa State consider export? To avoid over-dependence on the federal government allocation, to boost the GDP of the state, to create opportunity for SME in Nasarawa State to grow, to decrease dependence of the SME in the state on the local market, to earn export proceeds and grow revenue for the state, to make farming and rural life become more lucrative, to gain global market share and recognition, to make the state the home of creativity and innovation. It's an industrialization catalyst for the state. It can make the state create jobs for youth, and the state will know the value of what it has as competitive advantage over and above its competition. It can be said to lead the way for other states to follow, can make the state to be independent of federal government allocation. There's numerous incentives for exporters in the state, opportunities to maximize the indigence of the state abroad, poverty eradication in the state. Export can help the state to keep the league of state depending on wasting assets like oil. It can help the state to revive its economy, can slow down rural and urban migration because the opportunity created in the rural areas by virtue of farming. Opportunity created in the rural areas. Opportunity created in the rural areas. Poverty eradication for the state. Tax-free opportunity for the state. Utilization of idle capacity of the company within the state. Idle capacity. Viability of the state is boosted because now it can earn more income, not depending only on taxes, but being able to generate income directly from export. It can help the state to create wealth for its citizens, extract the product found in the state, yearn for more improvement because of competition, and zero in on the area of strength. What do you see today in this state? What do you see today in this state? Do you see unemployment in this state? And I'm not denying the fact that there's no unemployment. We're going to see data shortly. Do you see poverty in the Nasarawa state? And I'm not denying the fact that there is poverty. I'm only saying, can we begin to look at other opportunities available within the state? How about frustration as a result of lack of opportunity? Is that what you see? I have chosen in this session to see opportunities in farming. I've chosen in this session to see opportunities in mining, and also to see opportunities in the population of the state. So we'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll begin to discuss other details about this.
Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of import done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetutor.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, Call this number or send any email to the email address below.
What are the peculiarities of this state? Nasarawa was created out of Plateau State in October 1, 1996, by the regime of General Sani Abacha. Its capital is Lafia. It's located in north central region of Nigeria, bordered in the west by Federal Capital Territory, the north by Kaduna, the south by Benue and Kogi, and in the east by Plateau and Taraba State. The state is nicknamed home of solid minerals because of the huge deposit of minerals within the state. Nasarawa State covers 27,000 square kilometers. It's bounded by differences, like I said earlier. The state is composed of different ethnic groups, and the opportunity exists in the state in the agribusiness space, like manufacturing, healthcare, tourism, energy, and mining. Total area is about 28,000 square kilometers. Capital is Lafia. It has 13 local governments. 13 local governments. Population is about 2.6 or 2.7 million people. The vegetation is Guinea savanna. Major crops, maize, cassava, groundnut, garden egg, rice, sorghum, sugarcane, pepper, cowpea, benny seed or sesame seed, melon, soya, cashew, shea butter. Solid mineral in the state, barite, coal, lead, zinc, gemstone, silica, iron ore, granite, tantalite, marble, mica. No wonder it is called the home of solid minerals. No wonder it is called the home of solid minerals. Marble, mica, etc., limestone, aquamarine. There are 3 agricultural zones in the state. The southern zone, Obi, Awe, and Doma. Western zone, Toto, Kokona, Karu, and northern zone, Nasarawa, Egon, Akwanga, and Wamba. Let's look closer into this state. Investment opportunity exists in rice, sugar, timber, sesame, tourism, hydro, iron, bauxite, salt, and gemstone. The state IGR is about 10.9. The advantage of this state is because it's closer to FCT. It has a large arable land, huge deposit of minerals, tourist attraction, cargo airport and international market, peaceful state within the region, high level of investment and economic advisory, council and investment support and facilitation team in the governor's office. The working population of this state is 1.7 million. Those not in labor force is about 631,000 people. 631,000 people. Those not in labor force, 631,000 people. That is huge. Underemployment rate is 31%, and unemployment rate is 29%. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing the profile.
Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of import done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetutor.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below.
All right, the profile. Let's look at the profile of Nasarawa State. Nasarawa State has growing trend of IGR 12.4 billion as of 2020. Federal allocation about 47.5 billion. This state effectively has income of about 60 billion altogether, effectively. The total debt in Naira is about 81 billion. Total debt in Naira is about 81 billion. Let's look deeper into this state. This state is one of the very, some of the states you will say are not viable. Look at it. The recurrent expenditure of this state is about 49 billion. But the IGR of the state is about 12.5 billion. So that means this state is spending times 4 of its own income, times 4. Why? Dependence on federal allocation. Dependence on federal allocation. This is one of the states that is often said this state is not viable. The state is not viable. The state is not viable. Why? The state is not viable because of what it earns. And the state is not even spending a lot in capital expenditure. But remember the name of this state? Home of solid mineral. You know, sometimes you just see different paradoxes in our state. A state so rich and yet so poor. It calls itself and pride itself as the home of solid mineral. It calls itself and pride itself as the home of solid minerals. But this state, this same state, this same state do not generate any money from export of those minerals. Is that not interesting? Nothing is generated from those minerals. But the state is a home of solid minerals. Let's look at the report of budget regarding this state. According to budget report, Nasarawa State Home of Solid Mineral performed relatively solid on budget 2021 fiscal performance ranking as it was able to move from 24th position to 16th. The improvement was due to improvement in capital spending from previous year. Nasarawa State grew its capital expenditure by 109% from, can you see, 16 to 33. From 16 to 33. Looking at the capital expenditure per person, it was observed that the state spent about 11,000 per citizen. So the performance is based on its ranking on, not on its peers, but based on the fact that the state have really not been taking this kind of expenditure seriously before. But this time around, it was commended for giving it a kind consideration. A kind consideration. In terms of sector prioritization for capital expenditure, this state spent 18 on the social sector, representing 55% of the 33 billion spent on capital expenditure. This is significant human capital development as the state is spending more on health, education, women welfare, youth, and sport. And this is what the whole idea around human development index, welfare, youth, and sport. Women affairs, youth, and sport. What the civil society needs to do is to ensure that their expenditure recorded in the audit report are well used effectively and efficiently. Nasarawa State, total expenses dropped by 2.7% in 2020, placing the category of 31 states in the country who prioritize spending on operating expense over capital. That's it. Spending more money, even though there's a growth in capital expenditure, but when you look at it relatively, you will realize that this state operating expense is prioritized over capital expenditure. The most significant reduction in state operating expense was in overhead costs. In an analysis of revenue performance, the state did relatively well in spite of the pandemic created by growing internally generated revenue. The largest component of the growth came from payee, which stood at 9.51 billion. Why direct evidence is needed, it may be speculated that This growth in pay collection could be due to improvement in the capital, in the state capacity to collect taxes due to public financial management reform. Despite increase in IGR, the state is number 24 in IGR in Nigeria. The debt also had a negative growth from 103 to 74. In comparison to other states, Nasarawa is the third most indebted state according to the size of external debt, and by 30 and 30th by the domestic size of its debt. Now, having looked at the profile of the state in terms of debt stock and income, let's now go into what next, and that is the potential of this state.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. 3T Impex Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you from export novice to export legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
All right. What are the potential opportunities within the borders of Nasarawa State? Farming is the main occupation of the people of the state. It provides food as well as income. Crop produce include yam, rice, maize, guinea corn, beans, soya beans, acha, Benny seed. The state also has precious metal like columbite, a major input in the production of steel, coal, energy source, aquamarine, a substance used in the production of jewelry. Farming and mining for tin and columbite are the primary activity in the state. Nasarawa is a market center for yam, sorghum, millet, soybeans, shea nut, and cotton growth in surrounding area. The town is served by a secondary school and a hospital, and is located in the intersection of local road that lead to Kefi and Benue River Port of Loko and Umasia. Let's look at the major crop again. Yam, rice, cassava, groundnut, garden egg, melon, soya, cashew, sesame seed, shea butter. Solid mineral, barite, coal, clay, lead, zinc, salt, gemstone, silica, iron ore, granite, tantalite, marble, mica, cassiterite, limestone, and aquamarine. So who are the purchaser of this product? The corn. The market for corn alone is 36 billion. So this state can decide to produce and export corn 36 billion. 36 billion. I think that is interesting, actually. Where is the market? Spain, Germany, Egypt, Iran, Mexico, Peru. In Africa, 3.7. In Africa, 3.73 billion. In Africa, 3.73 billion. And this includes Egypt being a major buyer, Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia, and South Africa. How about granules? The market size is 3.1 billion. China, Vietnam, Indonesia, Netherlands, Germany, Russia, Mexico, Canada are major markets. United Kingdom, Spain, and France are major markets. In Africa, the market size is 171. Algeria, South Africa, Tanzania, Kenya, Rwanda, and Libya are major markets. How about rice? Rice. Iran, Iraq, China, Saudi Arabia, Benin Republic, Cote d'Ivoire, South Africa, United States, France, Germany. $24.7 billion in demand. Let's look locally. In Africa, 6 billion. And 12% of that is from Benin Republic alone. We all know where the rice that go to Benin is going. Benin is importing rice more than every state, every country in Africa, and Benin is not up to Lagos population. So you and I know where the rice is going. Cote d'Ivoire, South Africa, Senegal, Cameroon, Ghana, Mozambique, Egypt, Togo, Kenya, Angola, Guinea, Somalia, Madagascar, Djibouti, 6.06 billion. Soybeans, China, Japan, Spain, Iran, Mexico, Argentina, Egypt, 55.2 billion. China alone is importing almost 60 billion, 60% of the $55 billion in soybeans import around the world. Africa import of soybeans is very low, 1.73. Anybody thinking of exporting this need to definitely look at other markets. Definitely look at other markets. 1.73 billion. Which country imports cashew nuts? 7.46 billion. Vietnam, China, India. Germany, Netherlands, United States. These are the major importers of fresh and dry cashew nuts. In Africa, it's $3 million. Ghana, South Africa, Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria, Togo, Morocco. Which country imports sesame seed? 3.54 billion. China, Japan, Turkey, India, South Korea, Germany, Egypt, United States. If we zero in on Africa to look at those that import in Africa, Egypt, Tunisia, Morocco, Togo, Ghana, and Algeria, 167 million. And before we go, let's discuss my proposal. Every week I propose to the state what I think the state is capable of doing. So the issue is this. Our state have what it takes to support the business in the state. And my proposal is basically talking about how can the government support the businesses in their state? How can the government support the businesses in their state? That's basically my focus. How? How can the government support the various businesses in their state? Look at it, particularly the SME. Particularly the SME. If SME is the one involved in primary production, harvest, and transport, harvesting and transport, primary processing and storage, secondary processing and packaging, marketing and sales, logistics and export and distribution, SME 1, SME 2, SME 3, you create inefficient value chain, operator, low processing capacity and output, few job creation, low quality and packaging, high cost of production, non-competitive product in the export market. In the export market. But if the state governments partner with a private sector to set up a processing plant, let's say, for example, in Nasarawa state, they can decide to do it for maybe cashew nut. I bring in my cashew nut, they will remove the shell, roast it, package it, ready for export. And they will do it for me in my brand, and I'll pay per unit. This increased farming because there will be more demand to buy. Farmer will not have preserved losses because there's a factory that will process, and there are SME2 will buy from SME1 and give it to large corporate. Who will be the one to process? But the SME2 does not need to worry about NAFDA, power. He worries more about market. Put all his energy into the market. He creates efficient value chain operator, high processing capacity and output, good quality and packaging, low cost of production, commercial product in the export market, increase job creation, decrease inequality, and decrease insecurity. Enough to export, to support exporters in this state, to enter into the export market in Africa, Europe, and America in a secure, sustainable way. The state can do the following: partner with representative at destination, set up warehouse at destination, set up an entity, agent or distributor at destination, targeted destination, partner with independent agent and distributor at destination, or organize and sponsor manufacturers for exhibition in the export market. In the export market. What is the profit that the state can derive? So let's imagine the state exporting itself and the state is exporting sesame seed. So let's imagine that this state is using half of the arable land for sesame seed processing, half of the arable land. Yield per hectare, according to agronomists, 1 metric ton per hectare. That means we can generate 520,000 metric tons. This is more than what the whole Nigeria is currently producing. And it's one state. At $1,300 pricing, this thing can be sold at about $676 million. At testing of 415, that's 280 billion. When you remove the cost of farming, the profit of the farmer, the cost of export, you will see have about 222 billion. This state have this year a budget of 114. Just 114. If this state do export, SMC can provide funding for the budget of the state times 2 for 2 years. And this can be consummated within 6 months. Consider that SMC gestation is very short. How will this happen? How will this happen? The state, what the state need to do basically is to partner with a private sector who will drive this process. The state can set up a special purpose vehicle with the state having 80% and the private sector having the remaining. And the state can make funds available for seedling. The state can make funds available for seedling, it can make funds available for cultivation and the like. Support the farmer, train them, but give them purchase order and give them a guarantee that the state government is going to buy from you. Produce for us, and we're going to buy from you this quantity. And the state can actually also prevent anybody, they can make a law that prohibits that the state government only want to be the one to buy that product. Those that want to partner with the state government will do it, so that those that want to buy for export private can go to other states of the country. The state government wants to make money from what he produces for his people. For his people. The state can then get a collection center where this will be put together, clean, find buyer, export, present document for payment, get paid, pay the farmers. Remember, I gave them guarantee. The state can do this at the cheaper rate by the state. The farmer will be paid afterwards because you give them guarantee, so they know there's a demand, there's a buyer, and the state government is buying from them. And the state government can share his proceeds with his neighbor or with his partner.
Imagine what this will do for the state. The impact of the suggested model for the state goes beyond generation of revenue. It has humongous impact on employment generation and increased economic activity in the state. For diversifying the economy of any state in Nigeria, this model can also be replicated by federal government at the federal level, especially for the exploitation of solid minerals. So there's no reason why the state government cannot generate money directly from export. And I think this is the question we should be asking our governors. When the governor comes, I'll build school, I'll build road, I'll build this, I'll build that. It seems as if we are not asking the question, how? How? Where will you get the money? Are you going to rely only on Abuja giving you the money, or you have come up with a way to get the money out? How will you generate it? How will you make it possible? How will you make it happen? These are very important and critical questions we'll be asking at state government. And it's a good time to ask right now that the election is on, to be able to ask state government about how to increase revenue and create jobs in their state using export.
Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of imports done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetwitter.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below.
All right, next week we are going to be looking at Niger State. This state has a very large landmass. Very, very large landmass. Niger State. And after we'll become looking at the old state, Ondo, Ogun, Oyo, Osun, Plateau, Rivers, Sokoto, Taraba, Yobe, and Zamfara. Some of this will happen in January. If you are yet to get the book Built to Go Global, remember this book basically shows you why small businesses fail and how to prevent that from happening. It's designed for both intending and existing exporters. You want to get access to this video? Subscribe to our channel. You get a notification when we upload it, and you'll be able to watch it again. You want to get access to the link of this program? Visit Telegram and join African Export Business Platform.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. 3T Impex Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you from export novice to export legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn in dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Built to Go Global, a scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To pre-order at 50% discount, call 080-912-44449. Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you at the verge of losing your job without performance? You desire a change for the better in your career? Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professionals from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today. Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of import done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetutor.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below.
All right. Thank you very much for joining today. See you next week and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.